here with Chad Silber. We have Tim Buckley, and of course we have Eric Chilton, but he's out in the field having all the fun today.
Oh yeah, we're going to check up with him in just a little bit. It looks like there's some excitement going on, maybe some activities behind him. We're going to fill you in on that in just a little bit. In the meantime, come say hello to us on Facebook. How's your Friday doing? TGIF, favorite day of the week.
Mine too. But first, let's hop into our top story. The death toll after a suicide attack at Kabul Airport has now reached at least 170. The majority of those deaths are Afghans. 13 of those deaths were U.S. service members and 10 were Marines.
Yeah, at least 18 other U.S. troops were injured in the attack. The Pentagon clarified today it believes there was only one suicide bomber after previous reports indicated there were two. Evacuations continue as Tuesday's deadline approaches to get out all U.S. forces from Afghanistan. Kabul hospitals are overwhelmed treating those injured since many medical staff fled the country after the Taliban takeover. European nations are ending flight evacuations today. U.S. military leaders say the mission is dangerous, but the nation's goal is to get our troops home safely.
There are more than 5,000 U.S. service members in harm's way, saving as many people as they can. It's a noble mission. We have seen firsthand how dangerous that mission is, but ISIS will not deter us from accomplishing this mission. We appreciate your thoughts and prayers for all of our service members who are carrying on this mission today.
ISIS-K claimed responsibility for the attack by posting an image of an alleged suicide bomber online. The group is a branch of the ISIS terrorist group, and our verified team explains why this group is different from ISIS.
According to our research, this is a terrorist group the U.S. has known about for several years. Our military has carried out attacks against them, but it's also a group the Taliban has fought hundreds of times.
Terrorists attacked that we've been talking about and worried about, that the intelligence community has assessed, has undertaken an attack by a group known as ISIS-K.
Let's verify. What is ISIS-K? Our sources are the U.S. Department of State, the Georgetown University think tank, the Center for Strategic and International Studies, and Marine Corps General Kenneth McKenzie from the United States Central Command. According to the State Department, ISIS-K formed in Afghanistan around 2014. It contains ex-members of the Taliban. The group pledged allegiance to the core ISIS in 2015 and became an affiliate. And in 2016, they were designated a foreign terror group by the State Department. You're probably wondering, what does the K stand for? That's the location where they operate, Khorasan. That's the historic name of the region that includes parts of Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Research from the Center for Strategic and International Studies shows how they operate. Since its creation, ISIS-K has carried out deadly attacks on Afghan civilians, U.S. troops, and even the Taliban. That's right, this CSIS report says the two groups have clashed more than 200 times. The Taliban and ISIS-K are fighting for control of Afghanistan, and that explains why following Thursday's attacks, the U.S. government and the Taliban are now working together.
We've reached out to the Taliban. We've told them you need to continue to push out the security perimeter. We've identified some roads that we would like for them to close. They've identified that they will be willing to close those roads.
The big story here in the Triad, Guilford County's mask mandate is now being enforced. It had been in effect for nearly 2 weeks, but now we know more about how it will be handled. County leaders say 7 workers will be visiting businesses to ensure they're following the mandate. Violators will get a first warning. After the warning, an individual could get a $50 fine. Businesses would get a $300 fine. A second business violation would be $500, a third $1,500.
It's not our intent to go out and say, I got you. But if we get you, we want to be able to warn you. And then if you continue to, we continue to have to get you, then we're going to be finding. But we are going to be taking this serious. We're not going to be lackadaisical about this.
Meantime, we saw two big numbers among our state's coronavirus data today. The state is reporting more than 8,100 new cases in the past 24 hours. It's about 500 shy of yesterday's total, but it's still the second highest number that we have seen since January. Hospitalizations also jumped today. Another 100 patients are now hospitalized with the virus. We're now just 341 patients from the record high we saw in January. At this rate, we will surpass that record by early next week.
Novant Health is reopening its COVID-19 drive-through testing site at Haynes Mall. The testing site opens on Monday in the former Sears Auto Center. You can get a test Monday through Friday. That's from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. by appointment only. Rapid tests will not be available at this location. To schedule your appointment, go to NovantHealth.org/COVID test.
Governor Cooper is requesting a federal major disaster declaration for the flooding that devastated parts of western North Carolina. The governor wants individual assistance for homeowners and renters in Buncombe, Haywood, and Transylvania counties. Cooper also asked for help covering costs for repairs to public facilities and infrastructure in 7 counties. 5 people died when Tropical Storm Fred came through. 1 person is still missing. Triad search and rescue teams helped for days and returned this week.
Checking in from outside today, it's really no surprise. Is it still kind of hot, still humid, all of those things we've really been dealing with. It's kind of been a backloaded summer where it was okay for a while, and now that heat is really worse than it has been. There's your view over downtown Greensboro. No clouds to kind of help you stay cool. We're really just in the thick of the heat and humidity today. Temperature right at 90 degrees at the moment, so we'll expect it to stay there for at least the next couple of hours. Now, looking at the radar, no storms popping up either. So we have all sunshine, hardly any clouds in the sky, and really no rain showers either. There are a couple for folks that maybe made the trip up to the Blue Ridge Parkway today. That's Boone. We have Ashe County getting some showers and thunderstorms here. And on days like today, it is easier for those showers and storms to pop up over the Blue Ridge compared to us down here in the Piedmont. Temperatures look just like that from your hometowns, upper 80s to right around 90. And the dew point is pretty bad, although a couple of degrees less humid than it was earlier this week. Even so, still pretty oppressive. Over the next few hours, do not expect it to cool down very much. We'll have a slow cool down, still pushing 80 around, let's say, 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. And then into the morning we go. We'll have overnight lows right there in the mid 70s. So it's just feeling very sticky. Here's your plan for tomorrow. It's just going to be a hot weekend, and I want to make sure that you're planning to stay cool. Beat the heat as best you can, because this is no joke. We're going to be in the mid 70s in the morning, mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. That's the air temperature, but the heat index, it's going to be worse than that, pushing 100. That's for Saturday. It'll also be for Sunday. I think both days right around 93, 94 for your high temperature, and it will feel worse, as I mentioned. The big weather story is developing in the Gulf of Mexico. Take a look at this. This is Hurricane Ida. Just became a hurricane earlier today. We're going to be tracking it getting closer to New Orleans this weekend, and it could be a Category 3 or even higher at landfall. We'll have the track on that in a few minutes.
The ticket office, it is opening at the Stephen Tanger Center for the Performing Arts. Opening day is September 2nd. The ticket office is located adjacent to Phillips Hall lobby and runs from noon to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. The first event will be a concert with Greensboro native and Grammy winner Rhiannon Giddens on the 2nd, and proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test will be needed for that event.
Hey, you know what? Every time I get a chance to talk to a celebrity, I do it. And that's why I'm talking to him. Ricky Prohl is here. We're out at Prolific Park. We are talking about their big event. It's a fundraiser coming up toward the end of September, Blue Jeans and Bourbon. This is a big deal for you guys every year, Ricky. This is cool.
Well, it's a huge deal, and this is obviously, we're excited that we're back because it's been postponed for the last year and a half. And, you know, we're excited that we're going to have to be able to have it this fall. And, we're looking for a great turnout.
Now, and it's in this facility, right? It's in the turf here and everything. So tell me what this will look like when that happens.
It's unbelievable. This has become such a huge event for us, and we've moved to the turf. We'll have probably 75 tables. We'll have a stage. We'll have a band that will play. We'll have a live auction, silent auction, different venues from food to drinks. It's called Blue Jean and Bourbon. We've got some great support from our community, and we're excited, like I said, to finally be back in action.
And I found out just today, I didn't even realize this till today, that you will have axe throwing here, which is so cool. That's such a cool activity.
Which is a first for me.
Yeah.
We saw it at Richard Petty's event, and so many people were having so much fun, and we said, hey, let's let's get it at our Blue Jeans and Bourbon and give it a shot. And
That's
we're
awesome.
excited about that.
You don't do that in the NFL Combine, do you?
No, I throw footballs. I've never thrown axes, so I'm excited to try it though.
It's going to be fun. We're going to talk more about this coming up and some other things they have going on here at Prolific, one of the most popular sports complexes around the Triad. We'll see you in a bit.
A new trend is going viral and it looks like anything but fun. The milk crate challenge shows people walking up stacked milk crates, and most of the videos, they all end the same way. People falling and getting hurt. That's why doctors are warning people not to try this challenge.
The videos hurt to watch. And yet, it's hard to turn away. The clips showing what's been dubbed the Milk Crate Challenge have racked up millions of views. From police officers to mascots. You might be wondering, who would ever do this?
We did it.
Well, not exactly, but close. Deontay Boyd is the man behind the camera. He lives in Ohio and says he and his friends have organized these so-called challenges.
Every day it got deeper, deeper and deeper. Next thing you know, like the fourth day, we probably had about 200, 300 people out there.
Deontay filming the flops for his YouTube channel.
I dropped a YouTube video yesterday. It just did like 1,000.
He says volunteers willingly climb the mountain of milk crates for money.
We have somebody win $900, $600, $1,200.
But Dr. Monish Bao, medical director for the emergency department at Banner University, says the price most will pay is a trip to the emergency room.
If you look at some of these videos and how they land, it's the spinal column that is significantly at risk here. And similar to falling off a ladder, there could be some serious or long-term neurologic problems associated with this.
Bo's advice? Simple.
Do not do it.
Meantime, Deontay says although one woman broke her ribs and another man fractured his wrist, he and his friends are planning another milk crate meetup this weekend.
You doing it is definitely at your own discretion.
So TikTok is working to remove the videos and disable the ability to search for the term milk crate challenge. So, Chad, my question is, all these challenges, they go viral so quickly, but when it comes to this one, where did they get all those milk crates so fast?
I mean, back in the day, you could find milk crates
Yeah.
anywhere, right? When people would actually get their milk delivered
Exactly.
in milk crates. I don't know.
And they don't work at dairies, so I'm
Right.
like, where are they getting all these crates
I'm
from?
sure there's a company that's like, oh, we need to start making some more milk crates, but don't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully this isn't around for much longer.
Exactly, because most of the videos that I've seen, they're taking some pretty hard falls here.
Yeah, I don't like to use the word stupid lightly, but this is a very
It's
stupid
dumb.
challenge.
It's probably one of the dumbest things I've seen lately.
So what were some of the other really dumb ones? The one where you eat
Tide Pods.
Tide Pod.
And then there was the cinnamon challenge. Now people are throwing cheese at people's cars. I'm like, who comes up with these ideas? Who came up with this one? It's
We should come
crazy.
up with one that like benefits people.
Yeah, like do a community service project challenge.
Right.
Wear
Or
a
a
mask.
pay it forward, wear a mask challenge.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any good ideas. We're on Facebook right now. We hope to see you there. We'll be right back.
She broke my nose. She hit me that hard. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
You tell me your name.
I'm Angie.
Angie, hey.
Hey.
So that'd be nice to be able to say. I won't
We are on top of breaking news right now in downtown Greensboro, where police are responding to what they are calling a discharge of a firearm call. Police are responding to this area right now that's around the Greensboro Police Department headquarters. They have sent us a list of all of the road closures in that area, and just by looking on the map, it shows that all of the roads that surround the Greensboro Police Department headquarters are currently closed. This is a developing situation. We do have a team on the way to the scene. We will update you as soon as we get more information on air and on WFMYnews2.com.
In the weather world, we're heading into a weekend. A lot of people might have some plans. Just want to let you know this heat isn't breaking, not anytime soon. In fact, probably going to get a little worse heading into tomorrow and Sunday. So just kind of hunker down. If you want to stay inside, go for it, or at least try and stay cool. Here's your hot weather pattern for us. We have high pressure to thank for all the heat. It's really just kind of baking us. And what that's doing is a couple of things. It's pushing on the earth. We have that air pressure really high, so it makes it hard for the air to rise. You can't get clouds, showers, or storms. It's just going to stay dry. But it's also a blocking mechanism. You see the high up there, it's kind of anchored in, and that means this hurricane moving into the Gulf of Mexico cannot come our way. So we have to think it at least a little bit for our neck of the woods. But unfortunately, this is going to be a big problem. Ida, a hurricane now, winds at 75 miles per hour and strengthening quickly. You can see that spinning motion. This is the western tip of Cuba right there. Unfortunately, I expect it's really going to intensify very quickly this weekend. That's Louisiana. Here's New Orleans. A Category 3 is the forecast at the moment with winds of 120 miles per hour. That's Sunday into Monday. After that, we'll keep an eye on it. I think the remnants and the leftover rainfall could turn closer to us by Wednesday at the earliest or Thursday at the latest. That's why I have our temperatures cooler there. It'll still be muggy, but we'll have a better chance for rain, and we'll time that out for you as we get a little bit closer.
It's one of the most popular sports complexes in the Triad, and it's gearing up for a big fundraising event.
Eric Chilton joins us live from Prolific Park with the scoop. Hey, Chilton.
Yeah, so what we want to talk a little bit, we mentioned the Blue Jeans and Bourbon event, which is coming up in September. Some of the things they do every day here are just amazing. We're talking with Angie right now about this, and the after school program. I didn't realize, so the age range for after school is what?
We run from kindergarten through 8th grade, so we do have several middle schoolers that come here.
That's a lot. How many total kids do you think you guys
Right
see?
now we've got 100. We've got 100, but we have the capacity to do about 150. Summer Blast, we ran Summer Blast for 11 weeks. We ran from sun up to sundown.
Wow.
And we ran 160 to 180 kids every day.
What types of things are they doing at after school?
We do homework. Homework is first and foremost. Fridays is Sunset Slush Day. But we play games like dodgeball, jet ball, mat ball. We also play games like Indy 500. We teach them life skills. We teach them. We discipline. There's certain things that we don't tolerate. Bullying is one of them. My coaches, I have a fantastic staff, and the one thing about my coaches that I love is they actually get out into the groups and with the kids, and they actually play with the kids.
Now that's key.
That's key. Sometimes I don't know who's dirtier, the kids or the coaches.
That makes sense. Megan's one of the, right?
Yes, this is my program assistant, Megan.
Very nice,
She
very
handles
nice.
all the scheduling. She's the one that comes up with all the games.
So and it lasts how long, just real quick, after school to when?
2:30 to 6:30.
2:30 to 6. See, lots of things for you to do out here. Bring your kids here every day, and especially if you have to be at work till a certain amount of time, this is a perfect option for you. The 4 to 5 continues in just a minute. Stay right there.
I'm just so amazed at the size of that facility. If you want more information, we have linked you to their website through ours. Just look for this story on WFMYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
Very
We like to take time on Fridays to celebrate reasons to smile. It really is a great way to start off the weekend. Tracy McCain found the big and little things for which people are grateful.
Crystal Sims Evans moved her baby into her dorm this weekend in time for the first day of classes. Crystal said she was so excited, which helped heal Mama's heart. Peggy Henderson is getting ready to start a new job. She said she's thrilled to be taking care of dialysis patients. Cindy Renee's son went back to school this week. He's in 4th grade now and said he likes it more than when he was learning from home. Rebecca Everhart shared great news. She said, after 2 lumpectomies, radiation, and now a little chemo pill every day, my mammogram came back no signs of cancer. So awesome. Jessie Lockwood passed the class she said kicked her tail all term. She passed with an A. Kim West said her daughter started teaching her first year. She said, look out, 2nd grade. And Melanie Austin Neal is celebrating some really exciting news. She was diagnosed with breast cancer April 8th and caught it early. After 2 surgeries, she is now cancer-free. #blessed.
I love seeing both the big and the little things, that people are grateful for.
Lots of big things. Anything you're grateful for?
You know what? I've been going through some things this week, and so I'm grateful for friends.
Yes.
Good friends who can be there if you need them, and just a person to talk to and that kind of stuff. So just friends is what I'm thankful for. How about you?
That's always a great thing. I'm just thankful for the community and just all the great places here. I actually got to explore Winston-Salem over the weekend, try out some restaurants and great eateries, and everyone was so nice, got lots of recommendations, so thanks y'all.
How about you, Tim?
I'm grateful for air conditioning and all the modern conveniences that allow us to stay cool. I'm also grateful I have a beautiful basil plant.
Ooh.
I posted a picture on Twitter and Facebook. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen. So if you guys need fresh basil, anyone who's watching,
literally anyone,
send me your address so you'll get a couple leaves in the mail. It's huge. So I'm probably gonna make some pesto this weekend.
All right, I'll send you my address.
Okay, sounds good.
Tim, I think one of the, I guess the perks about being this hot is you're not wearing a tie, right? You say that 90 degrees is kind of the threshold, right?
Yeah, it's just not nice to be outdoors. Even in shorts and a t-shirt, I'm like staying inside this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, let us know on Facebook what you're grateful for. Right now, there's just a lot of people talking trash about all the stuff going on. So if you want to join that, come on over.
Yeah, let's get some positivity on this Friday.
Absolutely. We'll see you in a bit. Good afternoon and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Chad Silver here with Lauren Coleman. Tim Buckley is out in the weather garden. Eric Chilton is at Prolific Park. We're going to check in on him later. And you see right behind me just like a flash of lightning across the screen. Jalen Gilkey is out getting ready for Friday football fever. So we're going to check up with him in just a little bit. We're also going to get an update on the breaking news that we have been following about some sort of shooting incident in downtown Greensboro near the police headquarters. We will check up with somebody in just a minute for that. In the meantime, Guilford County's mask mandate is now being enforced. The mandate has been in effect for nearly 2 weeks, but now we know more about how it will be handled.
Dr. Yulia Van with Guilford County Health Department said 4 full-time staff members and 3 part-time employees will go out to businesses to ensure the mandate is being followed. Violators will be issued a warning. After the warning, an individual could face a $50 fine and businesses could face up to a $300 fine. A second violation would cost the business $500 and a third would be $1,500.
Jamestown Middle School students were back in class today after the school sent them home during air conditioning problems yesterday. Superintendent Dr. Sharon Contreras says the district has more than 500 work orders impacting more than 40 schools and many of them for HVAC units. She says they are sending people home early or even closing buildings if schools get too hot. Contreras blamed the pandemic for issues getting these HVAC systems fixed.
Many of these systems are very old in schools, and now we have a supply chain issue where there are global delays in getting the parts to repair these very old systems. The school board does not have tax levying authority. We have no way to generate funds.
The district says it can't provide fans because of the risk of virus spread, but they will move students if classrooms get above 85 degrees.
A new Supreme Court ruling strikes down the Biden administration's eviction moratorium. The court says the administration doesn't have the authority to implement the eviction moratorium. The CDC extended the pause on evictions earlier this month. President Biden said this ruling was likely when the extension took effect. Landlords can now resume evicting tenants who are late on their rent. And if you're looking for some help paying rent or utility bills, there is money available here in the Triad. The North Carolina HOPE program is still accepting applications. The program gives help to people behind on payments. To qualify, you must have proof that the pandemic caused you to lose money or you have been unemployed since the start of the pandemic. If you live in Guilford or Forsyth County, there are local programs serving these areas.
An 11-year-old girl might have saved her mother's life by calling 911 after police say her brother stabbed them both. Thomasville police say the girl's 18-year-old brother stabbed his mother and then his sister during a fight. Javier Estrada Ochoa is charged with attempted murder. Police say a 5-year-old girl was also in the home but was not hurt. Mom is now recovering in the hospital. Her son will be in court next month.
A former custodian for Louisville Middle School had a prior conviction before he was hired to work for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. Superintendent Dr. Tricia McManus responded to the arrest of Charles Holland yesterday. Holland was arrested for indecent exposure related to an incident at Louisville Middle School. Holland is contracted through Supreme Maintenance Organization. Dr. McManus says the district has offered a background check for all Supreme Maintenance Organization employees, and the district contracts more than 100 from that organization. Superintendent Tricia McManus released a statement that says in part, "We know this incident has violated the trust of school leaders, parents, teachers, and students, and we are very sorry this happened to these students at Louisville Middle School."
All right, we're sweating it out on another hot day in the Triad. As you know, temperatures have been in the 90s really all week long. In fact, this has been one of the hottest weeks of summer so far. A little ironic that we're getting toward the end of August and actually cranking up the temperature rather than bringing it down. Current thing in Burlington is 91 at the moment. The dew point is 67, so there's plenty of humidity to deal with in the air at the time. We are not seeing any thunderstorms, and I don't expect to find any this evening or overnight tonight. So we're dry here in the Piedmont. The one area that is having some rain and some lightning, up here in the North Carolina mountains. That's Boone, so that's Watauga County. We have Ashe County over here near Jefferson. We see some downpours, and that's more typical on a summer afternoon. They get the showers and storms more easily than we do. Temperatures at the moment are hovering right around 90. Of course, the mountains are the place to be. They're in the low 80s at this time. A little hot for them, but of course nothing compared to us. 27 90-degree days so far this year. That includes today, and I think by the end of the weekend we'll really exceed that 30-day mark once we get into early next week. Next several hours slow to cool down, so if you have evening plans, wear something comfortable, because we are still going to be in the 80s even after sunset, and all the way likely through about 11 o'clock at night tonight. Tomorrow's hot. We're in the mid-70s in the morning, mid-90s for the afternoon. Those small numbers, that's your heat index. It will feel like 100 degrees to your body because it's hard for us to cool down when there's so much moisture in the air. The humidity stinks. There's Saturday and Sunday, both days. You know what to do. Try and stay cool as best you can. Coming up, we'll talk more about the 7-day because that hurricane coming into the Gulf could give us some rain. That would be Wednesday into Thursday.
The National Battle of the Bands is back for another year of competition. North Carolina A&T's Blue and Gold Marching Machine will showcase its talent in Houston this Sunday. The 2021 National Battle of the Bands is the largest HBCU marching band event. A&T will compete against 7 other HBCUs at NRG Stadium in Houston. Trumpet Section Leader Cameron Calhoun says this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
We didn't get a real season last year because of COVID. I think that everyone's just glad and ready to be back, and we're just really excited for this show. I think that we're really working hard because we know what it's like to not have a normal season. So going into Houston, we're going to give it our all.
This is the 7th year of the National Band Showcase. Event creator Derek Weber says more than $500,000 in scholarships will be given to participating schools.
You know, each participating band gets an all-expense paid trip to Houston, and as well as $23,000 apiece in scholarship funding. So it's super important for us to continue the flow of funding to help support our HBCUs through more music, arts, and education.
The bands will take the field this Sunday, 4 p.m. Central. How awesome is that? I absolutely love A&T's band. I mean, what is a football game without a marching band?
And we got a real treat during the Christmas parade last year because we were right near the marching band. And so they were practicing in front of where we were set up before the parade. So, I mean, we just got quite a show, and it was like all just for us.
Yeah, I love the drum line, and then they have the majorettes and the dancers. It's just a big party, and you know, with the last year and a half, homecoming, a lot of events were put on hold, so what better way to kick off that season than with this Battle of the Bands?
I've never been to one of these competitions, but in my mind, I imagine it a lot like the movie
Drumline. Yeah.
You remember that? I mean, I get chills thinking about how good all of these men and women are, and it's incredible the talent that you see, because everybody could win, right? I mean, they're all so good that, I mean, I would imagine it's pretty cutthroat.
Very cutthroat and a lot of fun. And the creator, Derek, he actually said that he was inspired by the movie Drumline to put on this event.
So cool. Let's check in with Eric.
Hey, all right, so we're out here at Prolific Park, and you know, one of the programs they do here is called PSP. Chris Kennedy here is the director of that. What does that stand for, Chris?
It is Prolific Park Sports Performance.
Sports Performance. So now with some of the younger kids, you know, I know they're in there in the turf doing some exercises, but this is for the older kids. What happens in here?
So essentially at the age of 13 and up, we essentially start to do half and half with some of our speed and agility classes, to where we do half speed, half strength training. So we'll spend half of the class in here. We'll have coaches providing instruction and, of course, correct programming. So those who start off, they won't start with the barbell on their back. We'll teach them the fundamentals of how to properly move.
Great. Okay, we're going to talk more about this in a minute. Let's get back to the studio where here's some breaking news going on.
Eric, thank you. We are following this breaking news in downtown Greensboro this afternoon. Police say they are responding to a discharge of a firearm call near the Greensboro Police Headquarters. WFMY News 2's Grace Holland is live in downtown right now. Grace, what's the latest?
Well, right now, this is at the corner of Eugene Street and Washington Street. You can see there's a heavy police presence behind me. Roads are blocked off, and it's all centered around the police department, actually. If you turn back here, you can see there are a lot of flashing lights and cars there as well. A hazardous device team vehicle is also there. At this time, all we know is that there were shots fired in this area of the police department. On the other side of the building, I did see an ambulance and a fire truck on scene. We have no word of injuries at this time. We are expecting an update from Greensboro Police any minute now, and we will bring you those updates as soon as we get them on air and online.
Grace, thank you. And as you can imagine, there is a huge police presence downtown. All of the streets that surround the Greensboro Police Headquarters are currently blocked off. So if you need to be traveling anywhere downtown, you should avoid that area. And as soon as we learn more, we will update you on air and online at WFMYnews2.com. We'll be right back.
Yeah, Lauren, we're here at Reagan High where the Raiders are preparing to host the Whirlies from Grimsley. Now, last week, both teams put up impressive wins, and today
Do you have the fever? Because we do. It is week 2 of Friday Football Fever, and who better to give you a preview of what's in store for tonight with our own Jalen Gilkey. What's happening?
Yeah, Lauren, you're absolutely right. And I know you all at home are just as excited as I am for week 2 of the high school football season. Now, we're here at Reagan High where the Raiders are preparing to take on the Whirlies from Grimsley. Last week, both teams put up very, very impressive wins. And today, they're both looking to keep the momentum rolling. Now, earlier today, I spoke with Tommy Neese, who is a Grimsley High football alum, and some would say the Whirlies' biggest supporter. He went on to tell us what it is about Grimsley football that he loves so much.
It's a band of brotherhood. I know when I played here,
Didn't matter who we were, my football teammates, we were all brothers. I'm still keep in touch with 5 of my close classmates that I graduated with that will come out to the games. We talk once a month. It's just a team of brothers that are getting together, all coming together for one common goal. My classmates that are now coming back, that have moved away, have come back to town, they're seeing the excitement. It's a gathering place. It's almost a big social event to come in, even though we're here to watch football, and that's mostly what everybody's doing.
Hours from kickoff here at Reagan, and coming up at 5, we'll speak with a father and son duo. And for these two, football is more than just a game. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Jalen, we'll check in with you a little later. Carolina Panthers preseason is underway. The Panthers host the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight at 7:30 right here on WFNY News 2. That means Jeopardy, Secret Celebrity, Renovation, and Greatest at-Home Videos won't air at their normal time. Jeopardy will air at 10:30, followed by WFNY News 2 at 11. Secret Celebrity, Renovation, and Greatest at-Home Videos will air overnight at 1:37 and 2:37 a.m. Now, if you missed some of that information, no worries. We do have it on our website. That's WFNYnews2.com.
All right, on this News 2 Flashback Friday, we take a trip back in time to see where Eric Chilton, Tim Buckley would have worked had they been employees here 5 or so decades ago. This picture of the News 2 Weather Center feels like we're in the movie Anchorman. Look at that old computer there in the middle. You got to love all that old equipment. Tim Buckley, what do you think when you see what it was like back then?
I'm trying to understand if I even know what I'm looking at there, right? This is, I guess, beyond when they used to use the magnets on the chalkboard to say partly cloudy or rain, right? But weather technology's come a long way in the last several decades, for sure.
I was wondering, as we were talking about this, even in the few years that you have worked in news, you have seen the technology really advance.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, our radars have gotten better, Chad. We have that new technology where we can track things a lot more tightly and with better resolution. But even just with the computers, I mean, when I started, I had to wait 10 minutes just to render out a little movie. And that would be your future cast. Now it's all just live updating.
Yeah.
Makes my job a lot easier, to be honest with you.
Do you think you would be able to do what you do today on that equipment? Like, say, if we threw you in that center today, would you be able to put on the same newscast?
I think that I could do the weather report, but I will say I don't think it would be as accurate.
Okay.
Honestly, the technology that we have nowadays allows us to be as accurate 5 to 7 days out as they used to be able to only do 3 days out. So things have gotten a lot better, even in just the last 20, 30 years, but especially going back about 50 years, when it first started.
And it was just as hot back then as it is now. So we're going to wrap this up so you can go back into the air conditioning there.
It's always been hot in North Carolina.
Right.
That's true.
We'll be right back.
Every day we report on the top headlines impacting both our state and our nation. And right now we're in a politically heated environment, which is scary not only for those of us old enough to understand what's going on, but also for children. In today's U-Day moment, Coach Lamont shares how we can keep hope alive in children, even in the darkest of times.
Many of you have children who are dealing with fear and anxiety. Recent events in our nation have left them feeling unsettled and unsure about the future. Now, as parents, our job is to infuse hope into their hearts. This can be difficult, especially when in secret, we're feeling the same instability. But there are a few things that we can do to help them and help ourselves at the same time. Number one, create a consistent, safe environment in our home. Number two, allow them to share their fears without you being dismissive. Sometimes they just need to be heard. Have honest, age-appropriate dialogue and give them a perspective of hope. Refrain from sharing negative viewpoints that they cannot properly process. Instead, focus on the importance of love and gratitude. And lastly, have dinner as a family and talk about the future in a positive light. This will teach them to focus on brighter days which are to come. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U-Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
There's an important message here, and we see it every time there is a major disaster, either within our country or the world. I remember after 9/11 that, parents were encouraged to allow their children to talk to them and just ask questions freely and, not hide everything, but make sure that you're passing along a message of hope and that things will be okay. Because I think a lot of kids, it can be difficult for them to understand the same way that we do.
Absolutely. I remember the whole 9/11 situation and how my parents sat down and talked to me about it as well. And it was very helpful. And I think, especially now with COVID and all that's going on, these kids have faced things that we haven't faced. And parents have really had to have these serious conversations to explain such a complex issue.
Right, and to be able to allow that form of communication to stay open, where kids can ask their parents questions and not be afraid to answer them.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
All right, heading into our weekend, a very simple forecast. It will be dry and hot and humid. No storms is what I mean by dry. That's your Saturday and Sunday. Do want to pass along kind of some breaking weather news, though. We have Category 1 Ida now. Winds are at 80 miles per hour. Remember, this time yesterday it was still a tropical depression. Big intensification is happening. It's about to pass over Cuba. And here's the news that I wanted to share. It's going to pass into the Gulf of Mexico. You see that number 4 on the screen. That's the new track from the Hurricane Center. They're now expecting and forecasting that Ida will become a major Category 4 hurricane. Winds are estimated to be around 140 miles per hour. That's 140 coming up on Sunday. So that's Sunday here, Sunday night, Monday morning over Louisiana. Now the cone still allows some wiggle room. You could be as far west as places like Lake Charles or as far east as even coastal Mississippi. But everyone in Louisiana, we need to be thinking about them, and they need to be making plans to possibly leave or hunker down, one or the other. Now, what we'll watch is several days beyond that. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We could get some rainfall. I think we will get some rainfall. That would not be, though, at Wednesday at the earliest, Thursday at the latest. So we have plenty of time to watch and track that system, but they're going to need a lot of help down there on the Gulf Coast after this thing rolls through over the course of this weekend. There are your computer models. You see it does track closer to us. Some rain and thunderstorm concern could be here as early as Wednesday. There's your forecast. We're hot and humid until then, feeling like 100 degrees this weekend. Please take it easy. Common sense goes a long way when it comes to our North Carolina heat. Stay inside as much as you can and do your best to stay cool in the Triad.
Coming up on WFNY News 2 at 5, Greensboro police are investigating a shooting at the department. We're live on the scene. We'll take you there next. Stick with us. We will this is a developing story. As soon as we learn more, we will update you on air and online at WFMY News 2.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island.
Hi there, I am masked up right now, so if I sound muffled, there's a reason for that. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2 3 4. Thanks. It looked like a moth.
1 2 3 4 5 6. The mask of mandate applies. Okay.
Check 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'm here at the Greensboro Police Department.
Mic check, Jalen. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yeah, guys, we're here at Reagan High.
So it's time for my 2 cents. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little tired of the 90s. Weather I'm talking about, not the 1990s. They were great. Love them. But these temperatures in the low 90s are starting to wear us down a little bit, right? Especially when we're so close to fall. I mean, did you hear that Starbucks, yes, they released the fall lineup earlier this week. To me, it's like the groundhog. I think we should have a little hole in the ground, and when the Starbucks latte comes up and we see the shadow, we know fall is around the corner. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to right now. And it's not that I don't love summer. I absolutely love summer. I'm a coastal guy. You know this if you've heard me speak at any function. I love the beach and love the coast. And going there in the summer is a tradition for me and my family, and it was for my family growing up. But I long for fall for several reasons. Football. Yes, check. Fall festivals and the cooler weather because we can all get outside a little bit more and enjoy things, right? So I love that. Winter, not so much. But fall is right there, folks. So get your lattes ready and maybe the little hoodie or a jacket because in about 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to see some really good weather moving in, and I can't wait. But that's just my 2 cents, and that's the 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Breaking news right now on WFMY News 2 at 5 o'clock. Officers are on the scene of a shooting outside of the Greensboro Police Department headquarters downtown.
WFMY News 2's Grace Holland joins us there live. Grace, what do we know?
Well, this is a section of Washington Street behind me that is closed down.